we will understand the Gilui HaHelem in a different way. That when we are talking about Gilui HaHelem in this case, the Chesed and Gevura, when they are megale the Chesed and Gevura of Adam Kadmon, they are not only megale the Chesed and Gevura of Adam Kadmon. They are megale Adam Kadmon itself, the Pshitus, the plainness, the infinity of Adam Kadmon. Like the painting that an artist made doesn't only reveal the power of the artist to set up paints on canvas. It reveals how the power of painting of the artist is revealing the soul itself, the way it is higher than its power to be expressed through painting, the way the soul is by itself. Etzem HaNefesh. Good morning, good morning. We just turned on all the recorders, and today is Yud Daled Shvat, preparing for Tu B'Shvat. And we are on page Resh Yud Daled, the old edition Kuf Samech Beis. In Resh Yud Daled is 4 lines from the top, the line that starts Or Ein Sof Baruch Hu, and the last 5 words, V'chayadua, the Adam Kadmon nikra Or Klali. V'chayadua is known that Adam Kadmon is called Or Klali, a general light. What are we talking about? We are getting into deep Hasidic discussions regarding the world of Atzilus, and we are asking to understand the world of Atzilus, especially focusing on understanding the nature of Atzilus. Is it Gilui HaHelem or is it Yesh Me'ayin? And Lich'ora, there is a contradiction to various places in Kabbalah and Hasidus. And we mentioned that there are few terutzim for this seemingly contradiction, which is not. And the first one we began to explain last time, whether Atzilus is Gilui HaHelem or a Chidush Yesh Me'ayin, and we said that Legabe Or Ein Sof HaSoibev Kol Almin, regarding Or Ein Sof that transcends all worlds, the world of Atzilus is considered Yesh Me'ayin. But in comparison to Adam Kadmon, to Ak, Atzilus is considered Gilui HaHelem, not Yesh Me'ayin, which means Atzilus is megale that which is hidden in Adam Kadmon. You cannot say it regarding the relation between Atzilus and Or HaSoivev. Atzilus is not megale what was there in Or HaSoivev. Atzilus is a chidush, Yesh Me'ayin. He brought the drushim of Gimel Minei Adam from the Tzemach Tzedek. And as a result of that small discussion, we understood that really Adam Kadmon can be divided generally to 2 aspects, the external aspect and the internal aspect. The external aspect of Adam Kadmon is like the Arich of the Oilamos, is like the source of worlds. And the internal aspect of Adam Kadmon, like the Atik of Adam Kadmon, that belongs to the Matzil, to the emanator. It's the Ein Sof. So you can also divide it like that. And then the Rebbe told us that מה שנקרא אצילוס, אדמה לעליון, this what we call אצילוס, אדם העליון. Why? Because it is similar, אדמה, to the above. This is in comparison to Ak. This is relating to Ak, to Adam Kadmon. So when we say that Atzilus is Gilui HaElem, Atzilus reveals that which is potentially, in a potential state hidden in Adam Kadmon, that Gilui HaElem, that is in relation to Adam Kadmon. But in relation to Or Ein Sof itself, Hasoibav Kol Almin, Atzilus is Yesh Me'ayin. We learned that Adam Kadmon as well, let's not underestimate Adam Kadmon, that Adam Kadmon as well is called Ein Sof, but Behash'ala, as a borrowed term. Like we said at the Tanya, in the beginning of the Tanya, Tzadik Bedino, that it's a Shema Mush'al, it's a borrowed term, which means it's a relative term. We brought the example of Halacha, the ocean is called Maim She'en Lahem Sof, and like a lake or a pond is called Maim Sheyesh Lahem Sof, and it makes it enough kamina, a difference la halacha. So it's not really that the ocean is Ein Sof, but in terms of our perception, the ability of the eye to see the other side of the ocean, it's not possible, and therefore, relatively, it's called Al Pi Halacha Maim She'en Lahem Sof. So too, Adam Kadmon is called also, in a borrowed term, not in an absolute truth, Ein Sof. We said it also, we mentioned Ein Sof Bechol Meodecha, Ve'ahavta et Hashem Elokecha, Bechol Lebavcha Vechol Meodecha. What do you mean Meodecha? Either it's Meod, it's infinite, or it's not infinite. What do you mean Meodecha? No, we will learn that there are many levels of infinity. So in this case, the infinity of the person, beyond their natural dispositions. In any case, we are focusing on Ak, and let's dive in now. That even though Adam Kadmon, in comparison to Or Ein Sof, is a chidush, is yesh me'ayin, nevertheless, Adam Kadmon, in comparison to madregas that are lower than Adam Kadmon, is called Ein Sof, like the Ein Sof, the water she'en lahem sof. So now the Rebbe will bring more examples and more explanations, or specify more qualities of Adam Kadmon, with the emphasis that we should understand how Ein Sof Adam Kadmon is, how Ak is really Ein Sof in many ways. V'chayadua, here we are, as known, the Adam Kadmon nikra Or Klali. Adam Kadmon is called a general Or, general light, שכולל כל ההשתלשלוס מריש כל דרגין עד סוף כל דרגין. Adam Kadmon includes the entire evolvement, order of evolvement of, or de-evolvement, the way you want to look at it, of worlds, from the highest levels to the lowest levels. So Adam Kadmon is the primordial divine thought that scans all generations, all times, or it's an Or Klali, a general divine light, he calls it here, that includes the entire Seder Ishtalshelus of Atzilus, Bria, Yetzira, and Asiya, with all species of Domem, Tzomeach, Chai, Medaber, with all times of past, present, and future. Everything is seen in one scan. What does it mean, look inside? בבחינת השוואה ממש. That in Adam Kadmon, everything, all seder ishtalshelus, is there in a manner of ashva mamash. It means everything is absolutely equal there. Vahainu, that means, she'einam sham bivchinas ischalkus. That even though Adam Kadmon includes, it's like a one scan, one glance that includes the entire Seder Ishtalshelus, nevertheless, whatever you can find in Seder Ishtalshelus, and it's a lot, we are still learning it for years, is there not. So the first thing the Rebbe says, everything is b'fchinas hashva'a mamash. Everything there is no higher, lower. Everything there is equal. Number one. Number two, einam sham b'fchinas ischalkus. Everything is there in Adam Kadmon. It's an or klali that includes the entire Seder Ishtalshelus. However, all the details of Seder Ishtalshelus are there not in a manner of ischalkus, of the one thing divided separate from the other. Velo b'bchinas metzius nekeret klal chulu. And nothing there has an apparent metzius, an apparent existence of its own. ועיין מה שכתוב מעניין האיסקללוס דאדם קדמון במקום אחר. Look elsewhere in Hasidus, the discussions about the nature of the איסקללוס of Adam Kadmon, בדיבור המתחיל בשעה שהקדימו רש סמך בייס of the Rebbe Rashab, תף רש סמך בייס, we are learning סמך וו, so this 4 years before, ובדיבור המתחיל תקעו רש סמך ד' 2 years before. So this is Kalalus of the world of Adam Kadmon of Ak is typified with its own qualities that are a testimonial for the pshitus, for the plainness, for the infinities, the formlessness, and the, how you call it? Undifferentiation of the world of Adam Kadmon, and because of which all the pratim exist in Adam Kadmon, all the details exist in Adam Kadmon. Number one, be'ashva mamash, they're all equal. Number two, without ischalkus, they are not divided one from the other. And number three, lo b'metzius nikeros. Of course, it's all one connected to the other. That nothing had its own apparent existence. Rabbi Gopin points out that Hasidus brings at length in those places that the Rebbe pointed out regarding the comparison between the level of Iskalalus of Akudim, which is a level under Adam Kadmon, versus the level of Iskalalus of Adam Kadmon. That in Akudim, the koichos are there in a manner of Metzius. They have their own Metzius. Unlike Adam Kadmon, you cannot tell each one's Metzius. In Akudim, you can. And there is ischalkus in Akudim between the koichos, between the different spheres. But they are all in one keli, different oiros. But they are all in one keli. In the verses Adam Kadmon, there is no ischalkus, everything is equal, and nothing has its own apparent existence. In terms of the Nefesh HaAdam, the mashal, the common mashal for the relationship between the Sfiros and Or Ein Sof and the Olamos and Or Ein Sof is Nefesh HaAdam. And the relation between the Nefesh and the Guf. And the Nefesh and Kochos HaNefesh, the powers of the soul. So, the Kochos of the Nefesh, when they are revealed in the body, we know them. Koach HaRiyah, Koach HaShmiya, Koach HaSechel, Koach HaIkul, different powers. This is the way we recognize them divided. They are higher and lower, they are not b'ashva'ah, they are divided, each one has its own organ, its own function, completely different, its own metzius. And they have a metzius nikeres, each one has its own, they are mechulak, they are separate from each other, and each one has its own metzius. How are they in etzem HaNefesh, in the nefesh itself, before they are revealed in the body? So there are milamata lemaila, from below up, two levels. The way the kochos HaNefesh are in the nefesh. There is a level in which the soul itself, in which that's before the soul in the body, the kochos are included in the nefesh, and it's called kochos klulim banefesh. The way the powers are included in the nefesh. This is like akudim. And there is the way the kochos are included in the essence of the soul, which is called nefesh noseh kochos. Nefesh that carries kochos or bears kochos. And there is a big difference. In kochos haklulim benefesh, there are kochos, but they're all like in the one klulim, in the one keli, which is basically they are kind of overshadowed by the nefesh itself, by the oneness of the nefesh. So, but they are there. But they are not yet totally, each one actualized to operate, each one separate from the other. But they're all there unified. In the essence of the soul, on the level of nefesh noseh kochot, they are there because from where else are they coming? But they are not there at all in terms of any separation between one or another, one big higher than another, or any one of them has its own metzius. Nothing. It's only the etzem HaNefesh. But since etzem HaNefesh is, after all, in relation to the guf, it's a source of life. So it will have these kochos. They are coming from there, but there they have no metzius whatsoever, no metzius nikeres, as the Rebbe calls it, no apparent metzius whatsoever. In any case, when you understand and that's Adam Kadmon. So when you understand Adam Kadmon has no 10 spheros, but since it's a source of life, it has 10 spheros. But if Hashem wanted 13, no problem, it's at Adam Kadmon. In Akudim, there would be a problem already. Akudim would say, build another room, I can contain 13, no problem. I'll be a source of 13, fine. Adam Kadmon says, no, you want 13. I'm not defined by anything yet. But since I'm a source of life, Esospheros come from me. Not nefesh, like the etzem HaNefesh, noseh kochos. We are not talking yet about etzem HaNefesh. That would be Or Ein Sof itself, because etzem HaNefesh is really not a source of life at all. We're talking after the Tzimtzum, this Adam Kadmon. Etzem HaNefesh mamash doesn't want to go down to a guf at all. It doesn't even fathom what it means to be a source of life. All it wants is to be losing itself in God. And its essence really does. It's the opposite direction. But in any case, when you learn that in Adam Kadmon, everything is bashvar, and everything without ischalkus, and everything is without metzius nikeres, which means everything is equal, no lower and higher or lower or red or blue, and everything is not in a manner of ischalkus, one is not divided from the other, and everything is nothing there has a metzius nikeres. And therefore, look inside, וממילא, הכל הוא בבחינת אין סוף ובבחינת בלי גבול כולו. And ממילא, you understand that when you're talking about Adam Kadmon, everything is in a manner of אין סוף and בלי גבול. There's no form yet. And therefore, since it is such a general aspect of light, and it's so undefined, all the pratim that are included in it are also not mugbal, are also not defined, and are not form what is called in Chassidus metzuyarim. They don't have a form. They're not metzuyarim. They're not formulated. And they are not divided one from the other. וכמו שכתוב בעץ חיים, שער סדר אצילוס פרק א', as it says in עץ חיים, Reb Chaim Vital from the Arizal, the Adam Kadmon כלול מיוד ספירות, וכולם נקראים אין סוף בערך עולם האצילוס. As the עץ חיים says that Adam Kadmon includes 10 spheros, but they are all called Ein Sof in comparison to the world of Atzilus. So in comparison to the world of Atzilus, Adam Kadmon is called Ein Sof. Because in the world of Atzilus, the spheros are divided from each other. They are not b'ashva'ah, they are higher and lower. And they are, each one has a metzius nikeres, as his own apparent existence. So even though, says the Etz Chaim, Adam Kadmon has 10 spheros, they are completely bottled and included in this Or Klali of Adam Kadmon, and they are also considered Ein Sof in comparison to the way they are revealed in Atzilus. ומכל מקום. Nevertheless, says the Rebbe, להיוסו בחינת אדם דבריאה. Since Adam Kadmon, as we already learned, is the first of the general worlds, and as such, it is called Adam Debriya, which means Ein Sof or Ein Sof above Adam Kadmon will be called Atzilus the Klalus, and then Adam Kadmon will be called Bria the Klalus, and then Akudim and Keser will be called Yetzira the Klalus, and Atzilus will be Asiya the Klalus, and then will be the Oilamos Biyah Pratim, and in that case, Atzilus will be Atzilus the Klalus, the Aprati, and Bria will be Bria Aprati, and the Yetzira will be Yetzira Aprati, and Asiya, our world, will be Asiya Aprati. So Mikol Makom, says the Rebbe, since the world of Adam Kadmon, is called Adam the Bria, is the world of Bria, is comparing to Or Ein Sof, it's Yesh Me'ayin, is the general world of Bria. So, in that sense, נקרא אצילוס אדמה לעליון לגבי מדרגה זו. So, in the sense that Adam Kadmon is called Adam the Bria, and as we learned before, maybe we're talking more about the more external aspect of Adam Kadmon, or the kelim of Adam Kadmon. The oros of Adam Kadmon is more like Or Ein Sof already. but the external aspect of Adam Kadmon is called Adam the Bria, is like in comparing to Or Ein Sof, is Yesh Me'ayin. But since it is still, at the beginning of worlds, so in comparison to Adam Kadmon as the beginning of worlds, like the Arich of worlds, the source of worlds, נקרא אצילוס אדמה לעליון לגבי מדרגה זו. So in comparison to this level, how the world of Adam Kadmon is the beginning of creation and the possibility of creation, Atzilus is called Edme Le'elyon in comparison to this level. So in spite of the infinity of Adam Kadmon, it is still called Adam the Bria. And Adam always alludes to the complete parzuf, a constellation of 10 spheres. And Adam Kadmon is called Adam the Bria because it is a chidush yesh me'ayin in comparison to Or Ein Sof. Because Or Ein Sof itself, you cannot even say that it's higher than spheros or higher than worlds. Even it's not relevant to say it. Like you cannot say that the Rebbe says, Alter Rebbe in Tanya, that a concept is so deep that you cannot pick it up with your hands. It's not shaykh b'chlal to spheros. So in terms of the possibility of the beginning, the potential of 10 spheros, Adam Kadmon is a chidush, is yesh me'ayin in comparison to Or Ein Sof itself. But in comparison to the Hagbala and the Tziyur of Adam Kadmon, that is a potential for 10 spheros, the world of Atzilus is called Edme Le'elyon, because the world of Atzilus is megale, reveals what is potentially possible in Adam Kadmon as a source of 10 spheres. So now there is one page of a little deep discussion. Okay, it's all understandable and just you need to follow that Rabbi Gopin is teaching here. To understand what is the discussion here. I'm following inside, I'm just translating it directly. Seemingly there is a question. The purpose of this explanation is what? Is to explain the similarity and the closeness between the world of Atzilus and the world of Adam Kadmon, because of which Atzilus is called Adam HaElyon. Why it's called Adam HaElyon? Because Edme Le'elyon, I am similar, I'm megala, that which is above me. In this case, why Rabbi Gopin is asking, and really we should ask also, anybody who learns Samech Vov here in the Maimar HaChodesh Hazeh, why, if the purpose of the Rebbe is to show us the similarity between Atzilus and Adam Kadmon, and to tell us that Atzilus is called Adam Elyon because it's Edme Le'elyon, it's similar to Adam Kadmon and Megale, what is potentially there in Adam Kadmon, then why is the Rebbe going so deeply into a whole explanation about the infinity of Adam Kadmon? Because that and the lack of limitation of Adam Kadmon, this fact actually shows a distance between Adam Kadmon and Atzilus. Because in that case, in comparison to Adam Kadmon, Atzilus is much more mugbal. The spheres in Atzilus are much more limited and concrete than in comparison to their state in Adam Kadmon. In Adam Kadmon, what takes over is infinity, not 10, not this sphere, that sphere, nothing. So if you want to emphasize the infinity of Adam Kadmon, you're really emphasizing the great distance between Atzilus and Adam Kadmon. And the purpose of this discussion is to show the similarity between Atzilus and Adam Kadmon, because of which Atzilus is called Edmeh. I'm similar to Le'elyon, to Adam Kadmon. So there's a contradiction here. So here brings us back a little bit. When we said that when Atzilus is Gilui HaHelem, is Megale the Helem, Atzilus is revealing that which is concealed, or was concealed, not in time, in level. We learned that there are two pirushim, two meanings to Gilui HaHelem. What it means, Gilui HaHelem? One is Gilui HaHelem of the Kelim, of the vessels, and the other one is Gilui HaHelem of the Oros, of the lights. The two examples that he's giving here is Gilui HaHelem of the Kelim. The example, the metaphor for that would be the power to throw something. You can take a rock in your hand and throw it into the air. This is a power that reveals the nefesh. That means that the nefesh that animates the body has a power of throwing. Koach zrika, it's called. The shoresh is zayin reish kuf, is rock. So from that, the fact that you can take a rock and throw it in the air, you can deduce, you can, you can conclude, you can learn out that the nefesh has the power of zrika, to throw. Then you have another example of Gilui HaHelem. This is the Gilui HaHelem of the Oros, of the lights. Like he gives an example of Koach HaTziyur, the ability to paint, to do art. This is a Koach that also expresses the soul, right? But there's a big difference between the two. In the Gilui HaHelem of the Kelim, like the power of throwing, that the power of throwing is Megala the Nefesh, really it brings the Nefesh down. It says, well, you see, you have a power to throw, well, the Nefesh has it too. Wow. You know, look how great you are in terms of, but for the Nefesh, it's like, look how low he's bringing you. He's saying that you also have the power of throwing, like he's throwing a rock. So for the Nefesh, is a yerida to look at this like that. Which it's not untrue, but it's really how the Nefesh goes down to become a power of throwing. This is Gilui of HaHelem of the Kelim. What regarding art, when there is a power to paint a beautiful picture? It is also Gilui HaHelem. But in this case, it's not that you bring the Nefesh down to the power of Tziyur. You are really elevating the power of art to be able to express the Nefesh. So it's not a yerida to the Nefesh into painting, it's the aliyah of painting to be able to be a channel for the Nefesh itself. This is the Gilui HaHelem of Oros. In other words, in Hasidic terminology, the Gilui HaHelem of the Kelim is in a manner of bivchinas of Tziyur HaMegale Tziyur. One form that reveals another form, which means the physical koach hazrika, the power of the revealed power of to throw, is megale, is revealing the power of to throw in the nefesh. So one tziyur is megale another tziyur. However, the Gilui HaElem of the Oros, unlike the Gilui HaElem of the Kelim, the Gilui HaElem of the lights of the Oros is not a tziyur hamegale another tziyur. It's a tziyur hamegale helem. It's a tziyur hamegale helem. It's a form that reveals formlessness or hiddenness, that which was hidden. Why? Because in this case, the power to paint or to produce art is megale etzem hanefesh, that of itself, the nefesh itself is higher and more exalted than any, expressions, physical expressions, way, way more exalted. But the power of art can megale it. And that is how the power of art is elevated to reveal the nefesh, rather than the nefesh goes down to be expressed through a power of throwing. Now, we did said before that in the Hemshech, based on Rabbi Gopin's explanation, that in this Hemshech of these 5 Maimarim, I think there are 5, we are talking about Gilui HaHelem of the Oros of Atzilus. Gilui HaHelem of the Oros of Atzilus. It's a higher Gilui HaHelem. And according to that, we are discussing now how Atzilus is Gilui HaHelem, yes, but on the level of Gilui HaHelem of Oros, not of Kelim. And therefore, it's understood that when we are describing the relation between Atzilus and Adam Kadmon, it's not enough to focus on the limitation of Adam Kadmon, on the tziyur of Adam Kadmon, and the fact that Adam Kadmon has the whole parts of 10 spheros and the shleimus of 10 spheros and being yesh me'ayin, it's a chidush. And then to come and say that Atzilus is also mugbal. For sure Atzilus is mugbal if Adam Kadmon is mugbal. Atzilus is mugbal, of course, and in that sense it's domeh le'elyon, it's edmeh le'elyon. So the Agbala of Atzilus is similar to the Agbala of Adam Kadmon. That's not the point of this discussion. Because in this case, it will be considered tziyur that is megale tziyur, which means that the tziyur of Atzilus is megale the tziyur of Adam Kadmon, the lower aspect of Adam Kadmon. That means that in other words, that would mean that we are saying that the tziyur and the agbala of Atzilus exist also in Adam Kadmon. And by this you really bring down Adam Kadmon, so to speak. You are bringing down the agbala of Adam Kadmon and comparing it to the agbala of Atzilus. This is not Gilui HaHelem of the Oros. Gilui HaHelem of the Kelim bring down the Elyon. Gilui HaHelem of Oros bring up the Tachton. And therefore, it is necessary, explains Rabbi Gopin, and that's why the Rebbe Rashab is doing it, to at first explain in a broad way the infinity and the absence of Agbala, of limitation of Adam Kadmon. Not the perfect finitude, the infinity of Adam Kadmon, the absence of Agbala, and the fact that it is so exalted and above any concrete spheros and any concrete worlds, and everything is bashva, and everything is nothing has its own apparent existence, and there is no ischalkus at all. It's infinite. Everything is infinite. The spheros is infinite. If there is anything, it's infinite. It's important to emphasize of that, and that's why it's considered Elyon. And as a continuation to that, we are uplifting the world of Atzilus as a result of that. And we say, wow, the world of Atzilus is Ed Mele Elyon. That is, wow, what a compliment to the world of Atzilus. Because after we well understand how infinite the world of Adam Kadmon is, and then to say that Atzilus is resembling Adam Kadmon, that is a big compliment and a big aliyah to Atzilus. That even though Atzilus is so relatively limited, there the spheres are completely divided one from the other, so to speak, and each one has its own apparent existence, and they are not bashva, they are not equal, this higher, this lower, mashpia, makabel, this, right side, left side, all kind of ischalkus. Nevertheless, it is still called Ed Mele Elyon, that it's similar to Adam Kadmon, which is unlimited and infinite. In this, that you can find in Atzilus as well, qualities that are in the realm of infinity. And this is what it means, Tziyur HaMegale Helem. The form in Atzilus, we will learn that the spheres in Atzilus, even though relative to Adam Kadmon, we say, wow, in Atzilus they are distinct, and they are revealed, and they are concrete, and they are divided, and higher and lower. But they are called spheres, sphere blima. Blima without any whatness. But they really are still so infinite. And livlom is the expression to shut your mouth, to shut your lips. It's called liblom, that you cannot speak. So Eser Spheros Blima, it's still part so much one with the Ein Sof in Atzilus. Nevertheless, comparison to Adam Kadmon, in Atzilus there is a lot of tziyur, there is a lot of form in Atzilus. Unlike Adam Kadmon, and in comparing to Atzilus is Helem. No form. And therefore Atzilus is a tziyur hamegale helem. And we're talking about the oros of Atzilus. The oros of Atzilus is a tziyur that is megale helem, like an art. That it's a tziyur, it's a painting, it's megale the nefesh itself. Not just the power to paint, the nefesh itself. Because its Atzilus reveals the Helem and the Romemus, the exaltedness of Adam Kadmon. Now he's going a little bit deeper. And then we will conclude. Be'ezrat Hashem. So he said like this. Be'omek yoter, a little deeper. If the world of Atzilus would only reveal the aspect of akudim. Akudim means how the 10 spheres are akud, they are bind together, like Akeda in one keli of the Ein Sof. As we'll explain before, in akudim, that's under Adam Kadmon. In akudim, the spheres are beischalkus, they are divided one from the other, and they are bemetzius nikeres. They have their own appearance, and their own existence, apparent existence, so to speak. So if Atzilus would reveal akudim, which means the way the spheres are already there, but they are still in one kli. So really, Gilui HaHelem of Atzilus means that Chesed of Atzilus is only a Gilui of Chesed of Akudim. And Gvura of Atzilus is really just to bring to full revelation the Gvura of Akudim. And therefore, Chesed and Gvura of Atzilus are not new, because they are already existing and included in Akudim. And this is really the Gilui HaHelem of the Kelim, which indicates that the Spheros are not new, and they were there before. And this is bringing the Darga of Elokus to the Darga of Kelim, to the level of Kelim. But since the purpose, as we said, of this Hemshech, of these 5 Maimarim, starting from HaChodesh, the Maimar we are learning, and the next 4, the purpose is to explain the Gilui HaElem of the Oros, not the Kelim, the lights, not the vessels, because vessels are the ones that cause the Ischalkus, the division, and so on. It's necessary to explain at length the pshitus, the plainness, the formlessness, and the unlimitedness and infinity of Adam Kadmon. When you explain how formless and how infinite Adam Kadmon is, that causes you to understand that even the spheros, or the spheros that are included in Adam Kadmon as well, are pashut like Adam Kadmon. And therefore, there is no ischalkus between the spheros. And that means that each sphera in Adam Kadmon is not sphera by itself, it includes all the others, because of this intense iskalalus. So each sphera in Adam Kadmon includes all the other aspects of Adam Kadmon. Each aspect of Adam Kadmon includes all the other aspects. According to this, we will understand the Gilui HaHelem in a different way. That when we are talking about Gilui HaHelem in this case, the Chesed and Gevura, when they are megale the Chesed and Gevura of Atzilus, when they are megale the Chesed and Gevura of Adam Kadmon, they are not only megale the Chesed and Gevura of Adam Kadmon. They are megale Adam Kadmon itself, the pshitus, the plainness, the infinity of Adam Kadmon. Like the painting that an artist made doesn't only reveal the power of the artist to set up paints on canvas. It reveals how the power of painting of the artist is revealing the soul itself, the way it is higher than its power to be expressed through painting, the way the soul is by itself. Etzem HaNefesh. And this is the Gilui HaHelem of the Oros. The Gilui HaHelem of the Kelim, the Tziur of Atzilus, megale that was a possibility, the potential of Tziur in Akudim. So already there, just say, okay, I'm megale it. It's a Tziur, megale Tziur. Here, that's like the mashal of the throwing the rock. So the physical throwing the rock shows in the spiritual power. Fine. But here, Gilui HaHelem of the Oros, this revealed Midah doesn't come to show that this Midah was there before. It comes to show that through this Midah you can access the Pnimius of Adam Kadmon, the infinity of it, the unformulated aspect of it, the above form, the Pshitus, the plainness and oneness. Like the art that reveals the essence of the soul of the artist. That makes it art. Otherwise, it's more like crafts. And therefore, because we are talking about Gilui HaOros, Gilui HaHelem of the Oros, which means we are focusing here now how the spheres of Atzilus are megale, the helem of Adam Kadmon, the infinity of Adam Kadmon. It's so important because this is the bridge to Or Ein Sof itself. The art is a bridge to get to know the artist itself. Therefore, it is very important to explain at length the pshitus and the unlimitedness and infinity of Adam Kadmon. And from there we can know that the spheres there are pashut like Adam Kadmon. And from this we will understand, therefore, that the spheres, the way they are in Atzilus, are megale not only the theory of the spheres, the way they are potentially there in Adam Kadmon, but Adam Kadmon itself, the infinity of Adam Kadmon. The pshitus of Adam Kadmon, the elokus of Adam Kadmon. And that is very special. Kitzur, summary. Atzilus is called Gilui HaHelem in comparison to the level above it, Adam Kadmon. And only in comparison to Or Ein Sof HaSobev Kol Almin, Atzilus is complete chidush, yesh me'ayin. But comparing to Adam Kadmon, it's Gilui HaHelem. And even though Adam Kadmon is a world, it's considered Ein Sof as a borrowed term, relatively to our perception. Because from our perspective, it's unlimited, like the waters that has no end. And the infinity of Adam Kadmon is actually derived from the infinity of Or Ein Sof itself, of HaKadosh Baruch Hu himself. So we find that really, sof, the bottom line is that even Olam Atzilus, that is revealing Adam Kadmon, what really is the Gilui of Olam Atzilus is the Gilui HaHelem, not just what the spheres, Gilui HaHelem, not Gilui of Tziur, Gilui HaHelem of Adam Kadmon. What is the Gilui HaHelem of Adam Kadmon? The Gilui of Or Ein Sof. And not a chidush yesh me'ayin. And the reason why Adam Kadmon is called Ein Sof is because it's called Or Klali. It's a general light that includes the entire Seder Ishtalshelus, and the spheres are included in Adam Kadmon in a manner which is bilti mugbal. It's not limited, they are not limited, without any ischalkus, and complete hashva, completely equal. Unlike the spheres in the world of Atzilus, which are defined and are mugbal and are divided one from the other, and each one has its place, so to speak, a keli, its own keli. This is basically what we discussed until now. The first answer to understand why Atzilus is called Gilui HaHelem and not Yesh Me'ayin.